that I now prefer pacifism to combat.
We're all gonna die.
When the Star Trek Picard Season 3 trailer dropped at New York Comic-Con recently, it included several things the Next Generation fans were familiar with, and one very big thing they were not. When Worf tells Will Riker that he now prefers pacifism to combat,
have you been living so long among humans that you have forgotten how Klingons behave?
it had longtime fans scratching their heads. The Klingon that once said victory is life and today is a good day to die.
Today is a good day to die.
Now 20 years later prefers not to fight? For marginalized Star Trek fans looking for any reason to punch back at New Trek after feeling the rug was pulled from beneath their feet after Picard Seasons 1 and 2, we get it. But is this just a line, or is there really something to it? And if there is something to it, what could have happened for this 63-year-old Klingon warrior to turn his entire belief structure upside down? Has age brought wisdom, or has the flame of time extinguished the fires of Sto-vo-kor that once ran through Worf's veins? Or is this all just a big misunderstanding? The truth may surprise you, so you don't want to miss this episode.
Perhaps today is a good day to die.
Today is a good day to die.
Today would be a bad day to die.
Perhaps it is a good day to live.
And if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please do so now. And give us a thumbs up if you want more honest pop culture like this. And make sure you stay tuned to the end to see how to get this awesome Star Trek Worf-inspired graphic design from the amazing artists at mixtees.com.
Be quiet! Or disappear back where you came from.
I can't disappear. Any more than you could win a beauty contest.
If Worf is a pacifist, then there should be one heck of an interesting story to share about what his life has been like in the last 20 plus years since Star Trek Nemesis. The last we saw Mr. Worf, he was gunning down Remans boarding the Enterprise while commenting the Romulans had fought with honor.
The Romulans fought with honor.
Yes, they did, Mr. Worf.
This doesn't sound like a Klingon preparing for the road of pacifism, does it? Is it possible Worf's comment in the trailer has been taken out of context? He prefers pacifism to combat.
You should know that I now prefer pacifism to combat.
When this statement was made, a myriad of websites, writers, and YouTubers came out with titles that Worf declares he's a pacifist. But did he? He prefers pacifism to combat. We prefer Star Trek over Star Wars, but that doesn't mean we don't pop in The Empire Strikes Back every once in a while to watch the best Star Wars movie ever made.
What is the Klingon translation for "you're gonna die a virgin"?
Han Solo's a
Perhaps the same thing is happening here. I mean, technically, preferring pacifism doesn't make you a pacifist. If you are combative sometimes, does that even qualify you to be a pacifist? And if Worf has chosen the road of nonviolence, then what is he doing with a giant sword on his back? A giant sword that showrunner Terry Matalas had specially made for Worf this series because he wanted him to have an incredibly memorable new Klingon weapon. The sword you see in the scene where Worf claims to prefer pacifism to combat is called a Kuleth, and it was designed by the creator of the Batleth, Dan Curry. And Matalas tweeted out way back in July that you will see Worf use his new sword. When fans pointed out their dismay that Worf is now pacifist, notable YouTuber Robert Meyer Burnett, who cannot confirm nor deny, but confirms all the time that he has seen Season 3, made a very good point about the trailer. He said, "You've seen 2.5 minutes of a 10-hour series."
A normal movie trailer usually runs between 2 minutes to 2 minutes and 30 seconds. The trailer you saw was basically 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And normally these trailers are for a 90-minute to 2-hour movie. The trailer for Star Trek Picard Season 3 that you saw is for a 10-hour show. 10 episodes, mostly an hour each. They're long.
His point being that there is so much more to Picard Season 3 than you see in that preview or the 5-second comment by Worf. And if Worf has somehow picked up some pacifistic qualities, what could have happened to bring the great Klingon warrior to make this decision for his life? Before we explain, let me quickly tell you why you're going to love this video's sponsor, Exter. We just threw away our old wallets. Want to know why? Because we just discovered the most efficient smart wallet in the world. Exter has revolutionized the wallet, and we will never go back to bifold. We are so impressed. Exter wallets are super slim and sleek. They are half the size of a conventional bifold wallet. Compact and modular, they hold 12 cards or more plus cash. And that means no more stuffing that bulky, worn-out bifold wallet into your back pocket. Forget sitting on that uncomfortable lump and slide Exter into your front pocket instead. This high-quality wallet combines Italian leather, space-grade aluminum, and carbon fiber. Plus, it includes built-in RFID blocking to protect you from wireless theft. And you know how hard it can be to replace all of your cards if your wallet is stolen. Exter includes a tracking card to help you keep an eye on your belongings with a map, and you can even ring it for location assistance. This is the last wallet you'll ever buy. To get an Exter wallet like ours, visit shop.exter.com/thepopcast. Get 25% off your order when you use code THEPOPCAST at checkout. Join the wallet revolution and upgrade your quality of life with Exter today.
And I think that we will recognize a lot of Worf, and we won't recognize a lot of Worf.
What could have sent our favorite Klingon down a path of pacifism? We can all agree Worf is different than any other Klingon. At the age of 6, his parents were killed at Khitomer, and Worf would end up being raised by humans. Ever notice how Worf can control himself more than other Klingons? When he was 13, Worf led his school's soccer team to the championships. While trying to score a goal, he collided with another player, where the impact of Klingon ridges against the human skull snapped the other child's neck and killed the boy. This lesson in human frailty would shape Worf's character and send him on a path of restraint. After his decision to join Starfleet, his Klingon beliefs and Federation ideals would forge into a unique personality unlike any other Klingon. And while his self-control was interpreted by some people as part of his Klingon heritage, it was these early experiences among humans that would end up becoming a large part of his serious demeanor. On top of that, consider the tough life Worf has had to endure. A son of the disgraced House of Moog, raised by adoptive human parents, and struggled to fit in with both Starfleet and the Klingon Empire.
You are late.
Sorry. Had to make myself beautiful.
Then when you add that his lover Kalar was murdered because of his past, leaving him to raise his son alone, you see an early life picture of Worf that would put anyone in a pressure cooker. As Worf tries to raise Alexander to be his idealized version of a Klingon warrior, his son pushes back. When Worf is faced with an older version of Alexander during the episode Firstborn in Star Trek TNG's 7th season, his perspective on his son completely changes. The future version of Alexander has become a diplomat and a peacemaker who sought to end the centuries of struggle and feuding between the great houses. This choice by Alexander would get Worf killed. So future Alexander came back in time to change his younger self to choose the path of the warrior instead. When Worf catches his future son trying to kill his younger self, he demands the truth. The truth changes Worf's entire perspective about his son. Instead of insisting Alexander accept the ways of the warrior, he now believes his son should be true to himself and his beliefs. He now understands that Alexander will have a noble future even if he is not a warrior.
There is no honor in attacking the weak.
I would have won!
In this moment alone, we can see how internally Worf could now be able to accept peace over war, even though it goes against his warrior sensibilities. And then when you include all of Worf's life experiences and lessons throughout Deep Space Nine, they culminate in him eventually rejecting the role of Klingon Chancellor, as he has more than proved himself and the House of Moog by this point.
We Klingons often tout our prowess in battle. Honor gives little comfort to a man alone in his home.
This clearly paves the way for another path for Worf that he's ideologically already been on for most of his life. In the Picard Season 3 trailer, we see Worf talking to Raffi about being angry, irrational, and comparing her to his younger self.
I was once like her, irrational, violent.
It's not a stretch to believe that after all these years, especially in the last 2 decades we have not seen him, Worf has come to realize that anger and violence are no longer the answer for his inner demons. Worf in Picard Season 3 becomes the perfectly well-rounded character we've always wanted him to be. The perfect balance of harmony and control wrapped in the skill, power, and grace of a badass warrior. As opposed to seeing Worf as a new Trek bastardization of his former self, instead appreciate the care showrunner Terry Matalas undertook, making sure the Klingon we love so much reaches the pinnacle of his character. Worf's new nature during Picard Season 3 is just further evidence that Matalas is indeed giving our beloved crew the send-off they have always deserved. But what do you think? Could this explain Worf's pacifism comment? Do you think Worf's life experiences would have sent him down this path? Are you looking forward to seeing Worf in Picard Season 3, or are you still on the fence? Let's talk about it in the comments below. Also, support the channel and check out this incredible Star Trek Worf graphic design in our store. Get 20% off your purchase by using coupon code THEPOPCAST. The link is in the description below. And don't forget to check out Exter and the offer we have in the link below. They have some truly remarkable wallets that will change your life forever.
Worf is on a journey. He's always been on a journey.